raising the minimum wage could be creating more jobs. A recent study by the Labor Department found that states that raised their minimum wage this year on average have seen faster job growth than states that haven't. As our Scott Sheehan tells us, Minnesota hopes to see a similar increase when we raise our minimum wage next month.
Great news or great coincidence? Minnesota politicians are debating whether a recent study by the Department of Labor about increasing minimum wage, boosting job growth, is foreshadowing Minnesota's future, or too small of a study to tell.
That happened in the 13 states that this report reflects. And in Minnesota, I hope that also happens as far as continuing in the great job growth that we've had over the last 2 years.
I think it's an apples and oranges study, and I think someone's just trying to use the numbers to prove something that they can't prove with that. I mean, they don't have the numbers.
The study says the 13 states that increased their minimum wage in January on average saw the number of jobs grow an average of 0.24% higher from January to June compared to the other 37 states that didn't increase their minimum wage.
Maybe went up like 0.12%. I mean, are you saying because you raised the minimum wage that you have a big job increase? And you really haven't proven that in this report at all.
You have to wonder, is the job growth coming because we're raising those wages, or is other factors contributing to it? There's people spending money again, people making money again, and all those things are very good for the economy, regardless if we raise the wage or not.
The study also mentions 12 of the 13 states saw job growth during the first half of the year. The only state that increased their minimum wage and didn't grow was Vermont, and their employment stayed flat.
One of the things that I read as the debate carried on this past session, previously when we raised the minimum wage, we heard the same concern that there's going to be job losses. And what had happened, data that I looked at indicated, again, just the opposite, that there was an increase in job growth.
Something both sides agreed on was they'd like to see Minnesota continue to create new jobs. Scott Sheehan, Lakeland News.
Minnesota will increase its minimum wage on August 1st to $8 an hour.
If you've enjoyed this segment of Lakeland News, please consider making a tax-deductible contribution to Lakeland Public Television.